There's no doubting what you've achieved on a technical level. These are clearly state-of-the-art. There are just certain design choices that were made for these robots that we don't fully understand. We were hoping that you could shed some light on those.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
I will find a way out.
She's the creepy clown who wants to escape from her underground prison. It's Circus Baby from the Five Nights at Freddy series. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Circus Baby, she made her first appearance in the game Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location, which was originally released on PC in 2016 and was made by Christian video game developer Scott Cawthon. Now, aside from Freddy Fazbear and Springtrap, Circus Baby may be one of the most well-known animatronics in the entire series. It all began after the tragic missing children's incident at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. William Afton, the co-owner of the restaurant and the man behind the slaughter, founded Afton Robotics and Circus Baby's Entertainment Rentals to create advanced animatronics that use tubes and wires for fluid movements. However, unbeknownst to the distributors, the robots were programmed to lure and trap children inside their stomach hatches using a robotic claw so that William Afton could harvest their remnant. Remnant is a human soul and metal fused together that he discovered after stuffing the missing children inside of the old animatronics in the first Five Nights at Freddy's game. However, it's unclear as to what he was planning to do with the remnant he gathered. Regardless, William Afton's daughter, Elizabeth, was fascinated by the robots and wanted to go watch them perform. However, William Afton forbade her to go near them since he knew the outcome of it all. But one day, she disobeyed her father and approached Circus Baby, who followed its programming and killed her when she got too close. That would have been the end of the story, but William noticed something peculiar after Elizabeth's death. Afton programmed Circus Baby to have blue eyes, but now they were an emerald green, just like Elizabeth's. Not only that, but the robot displayed unusual obedience and emotion, almost as if it was his daughter instead of the robot. William then realized that Elizabeth was possessing the Circus Baby animatronic, and decided to keep her and the other animatronics he made in an underground factory. Many years later, Circus Baby grew restless and plotted to escape her underground prison by tricking an underpaid security guard to let them out. And today, Circus Baby will finally escape from Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals to compete against the various fighters on the Super Smash Bros. Roster. So starting off, Circus Baby would be an above average heavyweight character. She'd have 2 jumps and would have no other movement options. But now, let's dive into her costumes. For Circus Baby's default appearance, she'll be in her iconic red attire. For her first and second ult, Circus Baby's costume turns blue and yellow. This references the plush babies, which were a variation of Circus Baby in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. For the third ult, Circus Baby's hair and costume turn purple, which references the Funtime animatronic Ballora. Then, for the fourth ult, Circus Baby gets black hair and a pink costume. The pink references both Funtime Freddy as well as Funtime Foxy, but the black hair references Funtime Freddy's top hat. For the fifth ult, Circus Baby gets blonde hair while her shirt turns reddish pink and her tutu turns blue. This references Elizabeth Afton, specifically her appearance in the Cupcake minigame in Sister Location. For the sixth ult, Circus Baby gets an orange and dark red color scheme, and some of her shell becomes metallic. This references the most iconic variation of Circus Baby, known as Scrap Baby. Some of you may be wondering why I didn't make Scrap Baby as an alternate costume. Well, to put it simply, Circus Baby and Scrap Baby both have different body proportions, so it really wouldn't make much sense for her to be a costume. And the final ult would have Circus Baby looking all burnt up. This references an unlockable costume that Circus Baby can get in the mobile game called Special Delivery. Although honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this also referenced the ending of Pizzeria Simulator, where all the animatronics, including Circus Baby, are literally set on fire to be destroyed. Now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the moveset. Okay, I have to address the elephant in the room. It seems like every time I try to make a Five Nights at Freddy's moveset video, I'm overwhelmed with a bunch of criticism. Some of it is constructive criticism, but others are just plain old rude criticism. Allow me to explain if this is your first time watching my movesets. Back when I started making moveset videos, I made a moveset for Freddy Fazbear. I mentioned on how I intend the moveset to thematically be scary to both the players and the opponents. However, for some reason, I didn't exactly emphasize the horror elements of Five Nights at Freddy's in the best way possible. I mostly based the moveset off of Security Breach and a hint of it from the first game. So that honestly might be why the moveset was so poorly received anyways. Fast forward 22 movesets later, I decided to talk about Springtrap. In that moveset, I took the criticism from the Freddy moveset and focused more on the scary side of Springtrap, and also emphasized the fact that William Afton was a killer. But yet again, I was met with more criticism because people falsely claimed that I was intentionally copying somebody else's moveset, when in reality I wasn't. So for this particular moveset, I'll be taking criticism from both of those videos and using it to help shape Circus Baby's moveset. So starting off with a jab, it'll be a 2-hit jab where Circus Baby swings both of her arms forwards. It's a very strong jab, but that also means that this move is kinda slow. For the dash attack, Circus Baby performs a leaping dart while her face plates open up. While it doesn't directly reference anything that Circus Baby has done, it is a scary thing for a robot to do. It could also be a slight nod to Funtime Foxy's jump scare animation in Sister Location. For the side tilt, Circus Baby performs a mic punch from high to low. Not only is this move surprisingly strong, but it also has an electricity effect if a player happened to get hit. For the down tilt, this will be a very creepy attack where Circus Baby will sit on the ground and violently start shaking. This move doesn't damage players all that much, but it does deal multiple hits of damage until the final hit. This is a slight nod to the Plush Baby's jump scare in one of the mini-games in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. For the up tilt, Circus Baby raises both of her hands upwards just like Rob's up tilt. However, the big difference with this move is that it's a lot stronger, but also a bit slower. Now for the forward smash, Circus Baby will open up her faceplates and perform a loud scream forwards. This smash attack is incredibly deadly, because Circus Baby can get early KOs with this smash attack. But unsurprisingly, this move has a bit of start lag and a lot of end lag. Oh, I should also mention this, but this move will launch foes twice as hard if you use it from behind the opponent. I mean, it's already pretty scary to see someone scream at your face, but getting screamed from behind is just heart-stopping. For the down smash, Circus Baby will summon 2 Biddy Babs that run on opposite sides of herself. This move doesn't launch foes all that far, but it does deal more damage compared to most down smash attacks. For the up smash, Circus Baby will clap both of her hands upwards. Just like Donkey Kong, this attack is incredibly strong, but has a tad bit of end lag. For the neutral air, Circus Baby will get motivated with a control shock and cause an electric field to surround herself, dealing multiple hits of damage until the final hit. This references one of the main ways of controlling the Funtime animatronics in Sister Location. Needless to say, it aggravated them. For the forward air, Circus Baby screams forwards while opening up her faceplate. It's a pretty strong move that can launch foes pretty far, but that also means that it has a bit of start and end lag. For the back air, Circus Baby spins the upper part of her body backwards to swing her mic behind herself. It's pretty weak compared to her other aerial attacks, but it is a pretty quick attack. For the down air, Circus Baby will plummet down to the ground, which can drag foes in and bury anyone that happen to be beneath her. The downside is that if she missed, she'll suffer an uncomfortable amount of end lag once the attack ends. And finally, for the up air, Circus Baby spins her arms upwards multiple times, dealing multiple hits of damage into the final hit. But where Circus Baby gets an inside scoop is with her special attacks. For Circus Baby's neutral special, Circus Baby will shoot out a small cupcake forwards as a small projectile.
Really? I thought you said this moveset would be scary. What's so scary about a stupid little cupcake?
What? I never said the whole moveset would be scary. You do realize that Circus Baby, despite being programmed to snatch kids, also has the ability to please kids with sweet treats?
I don't care about that at all. Give me some of the scary attacks. It's Five Nights at Freddy's, not cooking, Mama.
How was that for a scary attack? Anyways, this projectile is unique because if it happens to be reflected, the cupcake will fall onto the ground and be treated as a food item, which can heal whoever eats it. It may sound like a very lame special, but that's only if you tap the button. You see, just like Pac-Man's neutral special, the cupcake will change if you hold down the special button for a certain period of time. Just quickly tapping the special button will have Circus Baby shoot out a pink cupcake. This cupcake is the weakest that she has, but it can also be spammed for as long as you want. Holding down the special button for about 2 seconds will have the cupcake change from pink to blue. This blue cupcake moves a lot slower compared to the pink cupcake, but what it lacks in speed makes up for it in range, as this blue cupcake has the ability to split into 3 different directions. This means that even if you missed one opponent, you could still hit other opponents that weren't near. And finally, if you hold the special button for about 3 seconds, Circus Baby will shoot out a green cupcake. Unlike the other 2 cupcakes, this one moves a bit faster and has the unique ability of dragging players in while dealing multiple hits of damage to the final hit. Not only that, but this cupcake is the only cupcake that can travel from the beginning of the stage towards the far end of the stage, meaning that this cupcake reaches really far. The downside with these cupcakes is that once they get reflected, they stop traveling and immediately become a healable item, so keep that in mind. Now for Circus Baby's side special, this will be a pretty gruesome attack that mimics the very same way Elizabeth Afton died by the hands of Circus Baby. Or I guess I should say she died by the claw of Circus Baby, because Circus Baby will be using the very same claw she used to snatch Elizabeth so many years ago. This side special mechanically is a combination between Wario's bite and Donkey Kong's forward throw, where the claw will grab a nearby opponent and trap them inside a Circus Baby's stomach hatch. When the opponent is inside Circus Baby, they'll deal a large amount of damage over time. Not only that, but Circus Baby can freely move around and even perform a single jump while the player is inside of her stomach cavity. Then, after 5 seconds have passed, the player will be spat out from Circus Baby's stomach cavity and will deal a small amount of poisonous damage. The reason I decided to include the poisonous effect is to give off the illusion that the players couldn't breathe inside Circus Baby due to a lack of oxygen. Despite this move sounding pretty scary to deal with, there are a few weak points with this move. First of all, just like most of the grabs, it requires the opponents to be right in front of Circus Baby instead of afar, so this isn't another type of tether grab. And second, unlike a traditional grab, the opponent can successfully avoid being snatched by shielding, so make sure to use this move when they least expect it. Now for the down special, Circus Baby will summon a Biddy Bab and command it to launch itself forwards. When it's launched, it behaves like a much stronger version of a Pikmin, where it'll latch onto the opponent and deal a good amount of damage to them. However, unlike Pikmin, when a Biddy Bab gets stuck on you, it'll make you incredibly slow for as long as it stays onto you. Not only that, but there's a very small chance that one of the Biddy Babs will electrocute the player, which not only shocks them into place for a second, but also deals twice as much damage and knockback compared to before. The downside with this special is that the Biddy Bab will immediately fall off of the opponent after it deals 20% of damage, so make sure to launch them off if you need to. And finally, for the up special, this will be an innovative special that reflects one of Circus Baby's very unheard of functions, blowing balloons from her fingertips. When the up special is activated, 3 balloons will appear from Circus Baby's fingertips and cause her to ascend high into the air. If you continuously tap the special button, then Circus Baby will fill the balloons with more helium, which allows her to fly even higher into the air. Once she reaches the max height, uses the special button too much, or if a player happened to have attacked her balloons, the balloons will pop, which causes a massive shockwave to appear above Circus Baby and unfortunately causes her to go into freefall. However, the balloons will also pop if Circus Baby decided to use any of her aerial attacks, which also means that she can't go into freefall if she decided to use an aerial attack. And now, for the final smash. Circus Baby's final smash will be the Scooping Room. This will be a cinematic final smash that starts with Circus Baby opening up her stomach hatch and extending her claw forwards. Only one player can be grabbed by the claw, and if she grabs someone, they'll be pulled into a cinematic. The cinematic starts with the player landing in the dark room where they hear a bunch of sinister voices coming closer to them. Then out of the darkness comes Ballora, Funtime Foxy, Bon Bon, and Funtime Freddy, who then proceed to perform their jump scares onto the player. Then, after all of that madness, the player sees a massive scooper reaching into them, which causes a full screen blackout, ending the final smash. This final smash references the ending of Sister Location, where all the animatronics trick the player into going into a dangerous room called the Scooping Room. The stage of choice is Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals from Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. This stage's layout is reminiscent of the Skyloft stage in Smash, where the stage's layout and background move from one part of the factory to another. Well, technically the stage won't lift up into the sky. Instead, the stage will temporarily become dark for a few seconds and come back on, revealing that the players are in a completely different room than the one they were fighting in before. In the background, you can see all the Funtime animatronics performing on one of their stages, or completely going crazy if the match keeps progressing. Also, if Circus Baby doesn't happen to be fighting on this stage, then there's a small chance that Ennard will show up onto the stage and potentially stare creepily at them. As per usual, Five Nights at Freddy's doesn't have that many songs to choose from, so I went with a bunch of songs that I felt would fit in Smash. In total, 9 songs would be included, 7 of which would be remixed. And that would be if Circus Baby joined Super Smash Bros. Now, it'd be wrong if I didn't bring this up, but as of this video's release, it's the 10th anniversary of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. I can't believe it's been so long since the first Five Nights at Freddy's game released. I remember hearing so many people talk about it when it came out. Whether or not you like the series, it ultimately took a unique approach with the horror genre and also became one of the most successful horror franchises to date. It's crazy to imagine that it all started because Scott Cawthon decided to turn his criticism into his advantage. So thank you, Scott Cawthon, for creating this amazing franchise. Anyways, do you have a character you'd like to see be given a Smash moveset? If so, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe? That way you can get notified when I put out any Super Smash Bros. Moveset videos. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.